We are back, and today it's Marketplace Monday, baby. And guess what? It's roster update week this Friday. Big time roster update numero 2. Number 2 of the year. Gonna see a lot of upgrades, a lot of downgrades every 3 weeks moving forward. Not too shabby. So what do you want to do? When are you gonna want to sell? When are you gonna want to buy? Well, hopefully you already have some investments heading into the update week. But there's going to be times where you want to offload. First things first, every Market Monday, we take a look at one thing. The content schedule. What's coming soon? Well, we have multiplayer drop missions coming tomorrow on Tuesday. Missions drop 2. Who cares? Not a big deal. Now, Friday is where the action is, baby. We just had a big content drop with these moonshot bombs. So, they're following it up. They're following it up in a big way. Team Affinity Color Storm and a My Journey update. So, Friday is going to be the roster update, but take a look at this. We already have the Team Affinity My Journey stuff. And the fact that they're saying there's going to be a My Journey update, I think they're going to be making this Team Affinity a little bit easier. Now, this Color Storm Team Affinity is going to be separate than this My Journey. That's going to be the big one. That's the head honcho. This is where we're going to get the all-star cards, the finest cards, etc., etc. So, this is important. This is very important, so hopefully they're going to update this to make it easier. Now, they are going to update it. We'll see what the update is. They're also going to be adding in the Color Storm Team Affinity, and we already know that those cards are going to be around 91 in overall. So new 91 overalls dropping on Team Affinity this Friday. So make sure you're aware of that, because that potentially could affect the marketplace if we see some cards required to be exchanged to get progress easily in that new Color Storm Team Affinity. I doubt it, but just keep it in the back of your radar. And it's also something good to know that you'll be able to grind some good stuff after the roster update. Now, that's what everyone's curious about. Roster upgrades and roster downgrades. Not downgrading any of my guys today right now. So, heading into the roster update, let's take a look at the market. What are we looking at? Now, we're not going to filter down to below diamond because there are a couple diamonds on the radar. So, the price of diamonds actually, let's see where Otani is. Yeah, I mean, there's actually a lot of expensive diamonds. Live Series cost is still pretty high. But hopefully after this update, a lot of people are going to be able to start finishing a Live Series collection and having a million stubs left over to keep investing for the next collection and the next big thing, right? So smash like and subscribe, become a member, join the Discord. We're on TikTok, all that good stuff. Check it out in the description. Look at the guys right here. There's going to be a lot of diamonds, like last second investments. There's going to be a lot of guys that are diamond that you can potentially invest in for a lower profit. Now, some of them are already up in price. PCA is up in price. I'm guessing Jackson Merrill is probably up in price wherever his bum ass is. Here we go, 3,200. So yeah, he's actually pretty solid. 3,200 is still not a terrible buy price in for Jackson Merrill. He is betting 380 now. He doesn't have a whole lot of at bats, but looking at his stats, I mean, he's room for improvement. So here's how the week's gonna go. And we already have one roster update, so hopefully a lot of you boys already are aware of this. But since we're close to the roster update, the prices on some of these guys are quite high already. Bregman, almost 3K. We got almost a Chris Sale. We got Big Dumper, whatever his name is. He's almost 3K. We got Josh Hader. He's up there in price. Joe Ryan, up there in price. So all of these S-tier guys that we know are getting upgrades, or people think are getting upgrades, they're already close to that upgrade value. Not all the way there, but they're pretty close. So as we get closer and closer, expect the prices on these guys to keep going up. Now, if you have, for instance, Joe Ryan, and Joe Ryan is a lot to go diamond. I think he's going 86. I think he could go 87. So we'll have a whole projection video on Tuesday, tomorrow. Don't make sure you don't miss that. I think Joe Ryan, so let's just say Joe Ryan's going 85, which he's probably going 86, but let's say he goes 85. His quick sell is 3K. I could come in here right now, and I could sell off my Joe Ryan, and I'd be getting 2,600 post-tax. So I'd be sacrificing 400 stubs out of 3,000. That's not that big. That's like, I'm not doing the math. It's like, what, 12%? And there's going to be guys out there where I could get, closer to 25% ROI. So a smart person would probably start selling off. A lot of these guys that are super inflated, you sell some of them off as their prices at their max, and then you start looking for 25% ROIs, as close to 50% ROI as you can get. Now, don't expect to double your stubs. Like Joe Ryan, you went in there, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, you doubled your stubs. That's not going to be happening this close to the update, man. You're not going to be finding any sleeper picks like that this close. So that's where you start looking at lower ROIs. Like if Pablo Lopez were to drop in price, we know he's going +1 on 1,500. If he goes down to like 1,300, maybe you make 200 stubs per. It's not really a great ROI, so it's kind of a bad example. But that's kind of what we're looking at. So always keep in mind, you can definitely sell. A smart person sells off a lot of their players heading into the roster update, and you're holding a whole new inventory than what you actually were expecting. Now, looking at this, I still see a lot of buyable prices. Now, I have good news, and it's good news and bad news. The good news, there's still a lot of guys you can be buying, and we'll talk about that in tomorrow's projection video. The bad news, there is a lot of toss-up candidates. Byron Buxton, he's injured. Nobody has any idea what's going to happen with Byron Buxton, whether he goes diamond or not. And he's priced at 1,900 stubs. So you could potentially make 1,100 stubs, or you could lose 500 stubs. Logan Webb, he's not projected diamond. He's playing like a diamond in real life, but he's not projected diamond. So that's kind of a bad example, but there's a chance they manually make him diamond. Hunter Green's a good example. Hunter Green, he only pitched 9 innings this update, but he's probably been the best pitcher in the MLB in the innings that he's been healthy. But is 9 innings enough for him to get a boost? In reality, probably not. We haven't projected with the formula at 87 overall. But he's probably not going to get a full upgrade on that small of a sample size. Now, 1,800 stubs, even if he doesn't go diamond, you're still going to hold for the next update. But I still think it's worthwhile taking a look. Like, you could sell out on Joe Ryan and then, roll the dice on Hunter Green. I think you could potentially do that. That's not a bad strategy. Now, I definitely wouldn't be cashing out on these guys till closer to the update, but still. And it's always good to take the profit, because looking at Manny Machado, you can see Machado's price was over 2K a couple of days ago, and these prices go inflated real quick, and then bam, the balloon pops, and it comes all the way back around. Now, Kerry Carpenter is a good example. Kerry Carpenter has a chance at a +1. That would be a 25% ROI, and he's at pure quick sell. Cole Reagans, again, these are just stub holders. Cole Reagans, he troll, absolute troll, but he still is going to be going +1 more than likely. So at quick sell, and he goes to 1,200 quick sell after this, then you'll be able to make 25% profit. So, I mean, that's definitely something. These are stub banks. Now, we're not sure how long the bank's going to be open on these guys. Swanson. Dansby Swanson, I think he's going to go +2. I think Swanson goes +2 to 83. Again, we'll project all these guys out soon on Tuesday, tomorrow. But if Swanson goes +3, you're making 500 stubs per. That's like 60. That's like 70% ROI on a guy like Dansby Swanson. And if he only goes +1, then you're making that 25% ROI, right? So, I mean, there's guys out there that are going to be good stub banks, and you can still be buying these guys up right now, like Jeremy Pena, Dansby Swanson for sure. There's guys that are going to be lottery ticket type picks. Carlos Rodon, I think, has a chance at +2. Dalton Varsho, I think, is a pretty solid sleeper candidate. I mean, there's guys where he's a Varsho. He's at quick sell, and I have 500 of him myself. Look at it. Varsho he's batting 280 versus righties in real life, and he's got 39 contact right. Now he's batting 0 versus lefties. 0.0000. So that's bad. That's bad. But he does have 6 home runs versus righties, which could boost his power right, because those 6 home runs came in a small sample size of like 50 at bats. So I don't really know what's going to happen with Varsho, but again, it's kind of like a lottery ticket, no risk type ordeal. So that's kind of what you're looking at. Now with the silvers is going to be a little bit different. If you're holding a silver, I almost always recommend to sell. Like Carson Kelly, at this price, I think he's way more of a sell than he is a buy. In fact, like a smart person would just come in here and, yep, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. I would literally sell all. See those 400 orders? At 700 stubs, you see 400 orders. That's pricing him as a +2. I would come in here, and I think I might, just come in here and just start spamming the quick sell button, because I think he does go +2, guys. But why risk it when I'm getting it for free right now, as you can see? So that's a good example of what you would do if you were smart. Now, I'm lazy. I'm not going to be doing that just because can't be asked. But silvers, they are priced pretty darn fair. And if they're good and people know they're good, they're pretty high in price. Any of the lottery ticket type guys, they're going to be close to 300 stubs. And if they go +1 or +2 in this case to gold, it's high risk, kind of mid rewards in my opinion, which is why I really like investing in gold. Now, Garrett Clevenger is a guy that potentially can go gold this update. So there still is names out there. Look for buy list in the Discord and all that good stuff. Have a good week, man. It's going to be a good week for the channel. Smash like and subscribe button. Mark a Monday in the books.